Can I have your attention, please? I hear some noises here and there. It's kind of. Let's vote. It's kind of noise. Yeah. What do you see? I can't hear you. It sucks. Yeah. Kind of. It's blackout. No electricity. A cut off, actually. How often does that happen to you? Very often?
Quite often. That's
Like
really
around once a year? Almost it doesn't happen. I remember it happened once in my condo. That was like a month ago. It was in the weekend, in the middle of the day. For like the cutoff was around 5 hours for 5 hours. Uh, uh, During those 5 hours, I went down to the grocery store to buy something, and I found lots of people there, and some of them were even were not wearing t-shirts. I mean men not wearing t-shirts. Not if women, I would cause the blackout. I would cause the cutoff. So, and all of them were talking about the cutoff, and they were very, very, very upset. They were talking how hard it is, how hot it is, how the sweating, and they can't take the nap, and they can't cook, and all the things. Uh, that happened only like, it happens around once a year. How about if you think about some countries? I'm originally from Yemen, from us. Maybe you don't know Yemen. Yemen is a country in Middle East. It's an Arabic country. I'm from a city called Al Makalla. In that city, or even actually mostly every part of Yemen actually, the electricity gets cut off every day, every single day, for a few hours, and you never know when they cut the electricity. So it's all of a sudden there's no electricity, and that's it. In that city, it's very, 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 very hot, and it's very humid. So if you think about it, it really sucks. So maybe now you think you are in Malaysia here and you don't have this problem actually. But if you think about other countries, this problem doesn't happen only in Yemen. It happens in a lot of countries. So take a look at this. You see all the dark areas, the very, very dark areas, 75% of population, they have no access to electricity. So can you imagine that 75% of population have no access to electricity? And the lighter spots, 50% of population. So that's like 1/3 of the world. So it's a very, very, very big problem. And if you think about it, when you have this kind of problem, you want to think about alternatives. When you think about alternatives, you have few options. What do you think? What do you have if you want to generate electricity? Anyone?
solar
Electricity.
panel.
You
Solar
have
panels.
solar. The first one is solar, using sun solar system. Another one is using water, hydropower plant, and you have wind turbine, and you have nuclear power. All these are useful actually, and they are being used now. What do you see now? This is interesting. You see this like every single day. You don't actually see it. We are part of this. It's a traffic jam. This is in Malaysia. It happens like all the time. This picture actually is in India. And this is a highway, by the way. A highway, by the way. Sounds nice. Anyway, so you have the traffic jam, and you have the blackout. So you want to get some electricity from here to there. So there we come up with the speed bump, electric speed bump. It's a speed bump that generates electricity in a way. So now the idea is you have electricity is a kind of energy, and movement or kinetic is kind of energy. So the idea is to transfer that kind of energy, the kinetic energy, to electric energy. So since we have a movement there, a steady movement, we can take that movement, kinetic energy, to electric energy. So maybe someone will ask, if I have some alternatives like solar system, or you have the hydro power plant, why would you use the speed bump? You have a solar sun, solar system, solar cells. Why wouldn't you use it? Because it's very, very, very expensive. It's very expensive. Another thing, you have the wind turbine. If you are God and you can control the wind, then maybe you can use it. It's useful in some places, but sometimes you don't have the wind, so no energy. This is nuclear. I'm not going to say any comment about that because it says it's nuclear. The last one is hydro. It's using water. It's hydro power plant. Some countries are actually not coastal countries, so and this is very, very expensive as well, and it takes a very big place. So we think or we believe the speed bump will be the best one. So maybe for some of you, maybe have seen like blah blah blah, all the talking. So maybe you want to hear some numbers. So for some numbers, I will pass this to Irfan.
Okay, thank you, Abdullah. Hello, good evening, guys. So, for you, in order to have a clearer image of what we are doing here and what we are offering, I'll tell you what a speed bump is all about. So, first of all, I would like to tell you how much this speed bump will cost. So, if you want to make each unit from the mechanism that we came up with, we need a magnet, spring, coil, battery, and manufacturer. As you can see from the table, like the magnet costs around 150 bucks, the spring 200 bucks, coil 100 bucks, and the manufacturer, which includes the casing and actually attaching it to the street and everything, that costs about 600 up. So if you add these up, you get around 1,200 ringgit. It's not actually the most accurate, but this is what we are guessing right now, and this is what it costs you. This is the speed bump's cost actually. So is this worth it? Like you might ask, 1,200 ringgit for a speed bump, is that actually worth it? Why? So I'm gonna, maybe a few slides later, you'll be convinced that this is actually worth it. So from the calculations that we made, each speed bump, each car that passes this speed bumps, there are two bumps. So from each bump, if we get half a watt, that means each car that passes by this speed bump, it's 1 watt. This is actually not actually 1 watt, it's maybe around 0.8 to 1 point something, so we estimated it to be 1 watt. So usually, who drives here? Does anyone drive? Okay. Do you see the traffic every day? How many cars do you think pass by the toll gates every day? How much? How many? Like 5? Which toll gate do you use? I'll use that one from now. Okay, so from the estimations that we had and the searches that we did, we found that the average number of cars that pass by per hour is 9,000. This doesn't mean that each hour is 9,000. This is the average one. Like let's say in the morning it's 12,000, in the afternoon 4,000. So when you take the average, it's 9,000. And this is only 16 active hours, not 24 hours. So if we have 9,000 cars per hour, sorry, and each car gives us 1 watt. So what does that give us? 9,000 watts, right? In other words, 9 kilowatts. So if you if you times that by 16 hours per day, so we are just ignoring the non-active hours, you get 144 kilowatts. And then that's per year of 52.56. It's not exactly this number, but this is somewhere around here, 52 megawatts. So how much the cost of each kilowatt in Malaysia? So in Malaysia, because we're doing it here, it's 30 cents per kilowatt hour. So if we have 52.56 megawatts per hour per year, so each year what we're going to get is 15,000, around 15 to 16,000 ringgit. So I said the speed bump cost 1,200 ringgit. So let's say for one toll gate, for just going one way, we have 8 speed bumps. So there are 8 outlets. So that with the 1,200 times 8 is 9,600 ringgit. So that's for the toll gate for the speed bump. And then there's the installation fee, the maintenance fee. This would cost around 11,000. And then in the last slide I showed you that we have 15,000 or something of profit. So if you minus that the first year, not only you will get back your money, but you will actually make 4,000 something, 4,668. And then from then on, whatever you get is just a profit. So first year, you get 5,000 back almost, and then from then on, 15,000 per year. So this is actually our plus point. Now I'm going to get back to Abdullah to tell us about our target markets.
Thank you, Irfan. He was talking about some numbers. If you think about it, 15,000 something that was in one. If you install that in one place, only at the toll gate somewhere here. How about if you install this like everywhere? Think about Sunway area here. When you go out from university, after you go out, you have lots of speed bumps. You go crazy after you finish. Who are we shooting at? The target market. Government of developing countries. They will be interested to buy this product, and toll developer companies and shopping malls. You can think of lots of different places. Shopping malls, every place that has a continuous movement, lots of cars, a traffic jam, airport, maybe hospital. So you have lots of different places. At the end, I would like to say, so now you have an alternative resource, and it's green resource as well, and you get your money in less than a year, almost around 6 months, and it's easy. So that's it. Thank you for attention.